Good morning! Oh, Turbo's still here? Shop's kind of messy, but we gotta keep moving on stuff. Over here we have mil-spec wiring. It's Tefzel. We bought it at milspecwiring.com, which is the same place as Motec. We set up an account over there so we could buy some wiring and loom supplies for when we do stuff with my cars and then other customers that want super quality stuff. So what we're gonna work on first will be from the PDM to the back of the car. We have a little bulkhead. It should just be like a 16-way plug. The wind. That probably scared Turbo. Okay. 16-way plug that will go pass through the rear firewall to the back of the chassis. That can be for all the pumps and the fans and, you know, taillights, stuff like that. Then we have the other larger pass through the firewall, which will be most likely this one. I think is a 60-way, 61-way. I'm gonna work on body stuff while Mark's working on wiring stuff. Cody Phillips had helped us set this up. This is like where we'll be routing all the pins that go out of the PDM and kind of designated what they'll go to. It's not saying where they're gonna go necessarily. We do that on our end, but he was helping us kind of plan this out. That came out pretty cool with his help. He's just done this probably thousands of times. If you guys don't know who Cody Phillips is, he has a YouTube channel, Cody Phillips Racing, and he has his Instagram, Cody Phillips Racing, and I'm assuming Facebook as well. Go check it out, and then he has a bunch of videos that will kind of describe in great detail how one of these works, how his dashes work, why he does it this way. A lot of stuff that might be over the top of all of our heads, but he like breaks it down so that you can understand it. So check that stuff out. We're gonna share all this stuff with you as it happens. I'm gonna get started on the car. Oh, Veach is here. He's gonna figure out how to do some stuff on this car because we were having an oil warning come on, and I think it's because the pickup tube might have a block in here. So we're gonna try and lower the subframe a little bit, and then when we do that, he'll have barely enough room to remove the up or the lower pan, leave the upper pan on. But if we can remove the lower pan, we should be able to get to where the oil pump pickup is, which is like right about here on the block, but it's kind of up in there in the baffle plate. And if it does have the wrong pickup tube, we'll get this pan out, get the oil baffle off, and then put the other pickup on. I don't know if that's the case. We've never seen inside here, so we're gonna pull that off because it's doing something where when we transition one way and then snap back the other way, it sloshes the oil enough to like get our low oil pressure warning light. Either we're hurting the motor or it's just cutting it. I don't know. We're gonna find out what happens. There's no like metal that drained out of the oil. No. And we're gonna cut the filter open as well. We'll take the filter off and cut it open, but it's just giving us a warning. So possibly we may have heard something. Let's hope not. But it does have Torco oil in there, so that gives us the leading edge on not hurting anything. And we'll fill you in on that as it happens. Maybe Turbo's gonna help Veach do that, huh, Turbo? Yeah. Can't see it, but bitches. So I'm trying to get all this stuff lined up. You gotta drill these just right so that you can run all your OEM handles, latches. I'm gonna be itching tonight. Turbo, stay here. Everything takes longer than you want it to. This is on now. That was not quick. Had a lot of little stuff to finish. We had to grind this out, make that fit in there because it's just a molded door. Same with everything all throughout. Then I trim this off because I don't run Lexan windows. I have a different style mirror that mounts on the edge. You'll see that in the future. This panel I don't connect till later because I gotta take this to paint, so that's just taped on. We'll refit it again on the door a little better than the last one. It's pretty close, so then now that that's on, we can mount the front fender, then work on the front bumper support piece and headlights, and then hood, and hopefully have that stuff done before the day's over. It's just the fitment stuff, you gotta do it right or the car won't look good, so it takes time. And the car's a little bit bent, maybe. So we had that oil pressure issue. We thought we were gonna see something weird in the pickup. Pickup looks pretty normal. There's nothing clogged in there that we could tell. There's nothing wrong with it, basically. We did find this inside the bottom of the pan. It's like the severed edge of an O-ring. And when you kind of like go to check what O-ring it is, there's 3 O-rings it possibly could be. It doesn't line up with any of the sizes of those. And so then it makes us think, well, is that even a part of an O-ring, or what is this? Where did it come from? Now the search begins. So we're gonna take the upper oil pan off. This is a lower oil pan. We kind of just have the subframe dangling there. Let's say we get the upper oil pan off and we still don't find anything. Then it's gonna be like, how far do we want to take this? Was it the sensor that's just failing? Like, sensors don't fail really too often. They either just don't work at all, or why would they not work when you're transitioning only, but in a straight line it works great? So it's like, still seems like an oil pump issue or pickup issue. Like, as you're like sideways off throttle, it doesn't quite make sense. I guess if you guys can think of something else, that could be another scenario. We can't think of anything. Ian still thinks it's oil pickup. We want to see what we find when we pop that pan off. If we find something weird, we'll be happy. If there's like a severed, this is just like the edge of the O-ring that goes right here. But if it's not, and this O-ring in there is great and looks happy, the only other explanation would be that it's the O-rings that hold the pump on, and that something happened. Like, we never had that pump off, so it's like something may have happened back in Japan when and this might have been rebuilt. We don't know. There's just an import motor we had purchased, so we don't really know the history. Looks really clean inside. We don't know what to think till we get the upper pan off, and then possibly we're gonna take all the front of the motor off so we can swap the new pump on. Okay, stuff's fitted. It's on here. It's been a fiberglass filled day. This is what I'm currently on right now. This needs to be up a little bit. Regardless, I gotta lift it up and hold it in a spot, then tack it in place. I think I need to shave off about another, don't do that 1/4 inch. But I need to go upstairs and get a front piece of a Supra that I've been saving and drill some spot welds. So I have the OEM spot that would attach to here, and the OEM spot that is connected to that goes to, at the same point, goes to the headlight. And then I just tack a couple, I do like 4 or 5 beads. It'll connect it to this piece of tube that just fell, so that it's holding this nice and steady onto here, and it's holding, you'll see it's like a little L tab that comes down that holds part of the headlight, like one of the tabs on the headlight. By having it just attached to this guy a little bit, it'll still let it, like, well, I'm gonna bump stuff, we all know that, so it's gonna let it like bend, and then you can just with your hand bend it back. The other one made it 4 years, so we'll do one more set of these. I'll be back in a couple hours, have a lot more done where I can show you that. Over here we found 0 issues, so we're gonna yank everything off and get to the oil pump and put a new oil pump. Look at this. Strain relief. Mark's doing stuff.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, he's doing like multiples. He did more. I was looking on the floor, but it's right here. It's kind of cool, huh? So then you get your flexi, your straining. We got a lot more wires probably to put in there, but these are the outputs, I would assume. Okay guys, we got a Supra now. Boom! We got a little bit of progress going. This bar's in, there's little locator tabs that come on a stock Supra were cut off of a front end that I had been saving. I have one more front end that I'm saving that if I need, I can grab those. So that's like key for headlight placement in my opinion. Not everyone probably would do that. They might just make their own little tabs, but not me. Had to be done like that. So we got the headlights really nicely fitting, bumpers fitting good. I don't have the spring latches from Sparco yet. Otherwise I'd throw those on and bolt them in. I think I still got some trimming back here to do. See how it's like a little air gap? So what I'm gonna do is trim this shorter so that it kind of just tucks in there, and then, because right now it's fighting itself. It fights itself always a little bit on one of the other sides. It depends. It's fiberglass out of a mold. This side looks pretty dialed. Not bad. Also, for the angle with your wheels, I gotta trim in here anyway so that it doesn't clip. I probably still gotta trim a little bit. I don't know because the wheels aren't on. We need to put hood latches in, but this is the fitment of headlights, bumper, and fenders. Never fits perfect no matter what, and it's a different fender or hood gap on every year. And then once these fenders go out and start racing and like heat goes into everything, it'll fit even different. It's just weird how that happens. But anyways, got that part done. I'm gonna probably put the side skirts on now. Tomorrow this needs to be mounted on the back. Joe will be here tomorrow to help. He's gonna need to finish this ducting back here and trim this, and then put these Sparco hood pins in. Let's go see what Mark did over there. And look at what Vicha did. He took apart the whole motor, rebuilt the head, rebuilt the bottom end. put it all back together. New oil pump with 11 horsepower, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like above 10, but it's like on its own scale. So, but it's a ported oil pump. That's good. We don't know what else to do because we found 0 issues, and it's like, why are we not getting oil pressure? This is crazy over here, huh? So Mark's trying to do this the best that we can. We learn each time and try and get better. We're gonna try and do strain reliefs on everything. It's looking good. All right, guys, back to the fiberglass. So we didn't finish this guy. Vicha's gonna come in, he's gonna go home for like an hour, then come in and work through the night and finish this. Maybe tomorrow or Monday, because I don't think he's coming tomorrow. The weird thing is that we didn't see any weird stuff, and nothing looked like anything was wrong with anything. We don't know why this all happened with the low oil pressure. Maybe it's the placement of our sensor. The only difference from like pro car to practice car is that the sensor is in the block. On practice car, sensor was out of the same spot in the block on the pro car, but had an AN line going a couple feet before it gets to the sensor. So we're doing oil pressure right here out of the block right there. So I couldn't tell you. I don't know what's wrong. We're gonna have to do a couple more tests, but the Supra is done for today. We will be back here tomorrow, which is Sunday. Bye. Bye, Turbo.